the Australian Parliament.
Errors were made.
So why does it matter? Well, the truth always matters. When I started school here in Shumat, my father worked on the Snowy Mountain scheme. That was the great Australian project. But the flag they had then for the official opening was the Union Jack. And every day we'd go up here to the primary school, we would sing God Save the King. And the flag that we saluted wasn't the Australian flag, it was the Union Jack. A few years later, when Queen Elizabeth first came to Australia, I stood here on the Mad Mile on the outskirts of Sydney. There were hundreds of school kids on both sides of the road, all lined up here. And we loyally and royally waved our flags as Her Majesty went by. The strange thing is, though, that we were Australian kids and she was the Queen of Australia, but the flag we waved was the Union Jack. The flag debate's certainly not new. For decades, politicians have argued for the removal of the Union Jack.
Go to buggery, England, we want our flag. We don't want the Union Jack.
A great flag for the United Kingdom, but no longer relevant to multicultural Australia.
We come from all the lands on earth. Let's have a flag that represents that. Thank you.
My favourite line, Jerry Seinfeld comes out to Australia in the year 2000. He does this brilliant stand-up routine. He says, "I love your flag. Britain at night." Bingo.
We will only move ahead when we get people into government who are strong enough and have the will to tell the rest of the world to go to hell.
It's only been in recent years that our flag's been hijacked by extremists or used for political stunts, like when Pauline Hanson draped herself in the flag to launch One Nation.
We are proud Australians. We have been told to be tolerant of others that come here, but are they tolerant of us? It's not so much about the flag, it's what it represents.
The first time, I suppose, I looked at it and went, geez, I don't think that's doing it anymore, is when Pauline Hanson wrapped herself in it. Where it died for me was Cronulla Beach, where you had 5,000 people brandishing Australian flags, looking for people with brown skin to beat up.
That really offended me because I am Australian like them. You don't have to have blonde hair to be an Australian.
Nadim El Ghul is an Australian Lebanese Muslim. He came here as a kid and he's fulfilled a dream with his own home, 5 children and life as a builder. But these days he won't go anywhere without his little piece of Australia.
This flag means that I am an Australian, I'm proud to be an Australian, and my kids are Australians, and this flag represents me like everybody else in this country.
It's the next generation of voters who will probably make the decision on the flag, like the bright 16-year-old students at Jamison High School. These young Australians could give some of their rowdy, rude elders at Leichhardt Town Hall a lesson in manners.
I would definitely be upset if we changed the flag, because Britain colonised Australia and we should still pay respect to Britain.
I think we should have some sort of, like a symbol that represents not just, one or two dominations of Australia, but every domination of Australia.
I think that because Australia is multicultural, the flag should add something that's multicultural.
Then an appropriate one would be to put the Aboriginal flag in place of the Union Jack.
Again and again we found Australians of all ages agreed on one major flag change: the need to recognise Indigenous Australians. Aboriginal leader Warren Mundine has worked closely with all sides of politics. Is this flag your flag, Warren?
No, it isn't. It is not my flag, to be quite honest. That flag to me, and I'm a very proud Australian, there's a little part of that corner of that flag that represents to me dispossession. The most important part, the Australian population didn't vote for it. It was decided for us.
Until we find a new symbol, let's continue under the present symbol.
We've had dozens and dozens of suggested new Australian flags. Some of them festoon the town hall tonight. Others have come on websites and competitions over the years. The good, the bad, and the bloody ridiculous.
And here we have
the ever familiar Qantas kangaroo with flames leaping out of its backside. These could well be an alternative flag if we drop the ball and lose sight of what we're doing.
The fact is, no other country in the world has such a confusing flag market. Two of the most popular, the Aboriginal flag and the boxing kangaroo, are privately owned. Just have a look around us. In Australia, we've clearly got an identity crisis.
There's Aboriginal people out here, there are Chinese people out there, there are monarchists, Republicans. How do you bring all of that together?
Dutch-born Australian Hans Holbosch is out to solve the problem. He's one of our most successful brand designers. Qantas, Caltex, Woolworths, you see his work everywhere.
It's going to give us billions and billions of dollars, Ray, because to me that is brand Australia. By changing the flag, the sheer impact that it will have around the world of Australia changing the flag, the impact would be, you'll be in every newspaper in the world. Australia has finally come of age. We are changing the symbol of this nation. The flag is about the soul of the people of Australia.
Okay, all right, let's see.
It's one idea. It is an idea for a flag. I think that it is a fabulous time for us to stand up and say, we are Australia, we are a nation, we are independent from everyone else, we are what we are. And I think it is time to do that.
The flag that won that magazine competition over a century ago has served us well. But we're a very different country now, a different people, and we live in very different times.
People will say that this is disloyal, that this is unpatriotic. The extremists will say it's borderline traitorous. Hang on a sec. Is it that unpatriotic to say, on our national flag, I don't want the flag of another nation? Which one of us is unpatriotic here? I mean, give me a break.